Libby DeLucian here, your go-to recruiter for the high turnover industries such as lawn care, landscaping, construction, and those service-based businesses. So if you're ready to scale, we're here to help. I want to talk about recruiting in December. So what does recruiting look like in December for these specific industries? Well, we here at WootRecruit, we know this because we're recruiting for hundreds of these companies. And myself, I know this as well because I own a cleaning company. And so in December, it can get challenging. Why? Why is this? Well, it's because it's the holidays and we are battling against some of these service industries where they're staffing up for the holiday season. So what's happening is we're going to see a higher no-show rate with our applicants and maybe some lower qualified applicants because we are competing against restaurants. We're competing against shops, stores, the mall. We're competing against hotels and the hospitality industry. So it gets really competitive right now because as these restaurants and stores gear up and staff up to really be able to prepare to meet that influx of people traveling for the holiday season, for us going out, for us shopping, for the home service or the service-based industry, it can get challenging for us trying to meet that demand. So for landscaping and land care, I know, or for lawn care and landscaping, I know the majority of them can be shut down right now because it is December, depending on where you're located. But for the rest of us, it can get challenging because it's also busy for us. Many people want their homes taken care of, or we get an influx as well in the service, in the high turnover service-based industry. So we are getting an influx as well. So it's going to get challenging. It is challenging because it is December. So we are going to see a higher no-show rate. We may see a lower quality of applicants because the applicant pool is more competitive. We have more competitors. And then we're also going to see another thing happen. We're going to see our Indeed costs become more expensive for the same results or for less results. So we see the same thing happen with Google AdWords, right? I was spending an X amount on Google AdWords and I'm getting worse or no results for the same spend. The same thing can happen right now because competition, we're all competing over the same applicants. So it's raising the cost. So our costs will go up and we'll see less results. So we either have to increase our spend on Indeed to get the same results or better, or we have to get a little bit more competitive in our job ad or our pay, our offer, our pay, our benefits. Or the other thing is we had to prepare or position ourselves in November to prepare for this holiday rush. So this happens every single year. If you look back at the trends, you look back at your Indeed spend, because we can go back and look at those things. Because there are currently right now in our industries, there are more jobs than there are people applying. Now, this is not true in every industry. So if you go and look for articles, it won't be true across the board. This is only true in the certain industries where the demand, primarily in hospitality, where the demand is rising during this time. So it can get challenging, it can get discouraging, but we have to know this happens every year. We have to either be willing to spend more, do more, roll up our sleeves, right, and hit the pavement. We have to be more competitive. We have to put in longer hours to get through this. We have to know it's a season. It's a season of separation. And will we get through this? What am I going to do to be different? This happens every year. The one thing I want to encourage you to do is know that this happens every year. Mark your calendar. Let's be proactive instead of reactive. If we're struggling right now and we're just throwing stuff to see what sticks, it's because we're being reactive. It happens every year. So let's be proactive. Let's mark our calendars in like November 1 to say, hey, let's staff up now. Let's overhire so that we know that when this comes back around in 2024, we will be better prepared. When we mark our calendars, put it on a yearly cadence, so that we know when it comes back around, we're not just going to prepare for next year. We're going to prepare for every year. So hopefully this was helpful. It was insightful. My next video I'm going to talk about what to expect in January. This happens in every single January in recruiting. It hurts us tremendously. It happens every year in January. I'm sure you know what it is. When I say it, you're probably not going to remember it. But I'm not super excited because it's going to hurt me too, because I have a service business. But it's one of those things that happens every year. So stay tuned for the next video. If you like this video, please remember to follow us and subscribe so you can get more information, more tips, because at the end of the day, if you're ready to scale, we're here to help.